Good morning, my friends. Today, it's a nice sunny day. Well, there's a little bit of cloudiness going on there, but still some blue sky going on. I was actually woken up this morning by the piercing sun. Even though I had the blinds down, it was, there was still a lot of sunlight coming into my room, which woke me up at around 7:38 in the morning. Eventually fell back asleep, but it was not the best way to wake up. A little bit annoying, but it's always nice to see the sun out, especially after having a nice streak of days of varying degrees of cloudiness. Yesterday it was kind of one of those days where it's like not raining, but raining at the same time. Like it was just like misting. I don't know what you would call that. Just misting. It was misting outside. So today I'm going to talk about money in the very general sense of that term. I think money is one of those things that people have a very biased view towards, whether unconsciously or consciously they seek to understand money in a way that they feel is personal to them. I feel like a lot of people have a personal relationship to money, whether that's negative or positive. Either way, I find no reason to think that way and think in those terms. A lot of people are very critical of money in the sense that they believe that all evil is rooted in money. Everything that's bad in the world comes from the source of money. Money makes us slaves. Money gives rise to greed, etc., etc. And I think there's also the other side, obviously, of people who are obsessed with money, and they have they do have that greed towards money, where they feel like they sort of only care about money in the sense of that word. They're very more into the realm of chasing money in an unconscious way. There's no real philosophical debate about how amazing money is, although money is sort of powerful in that sense. I'm talking about money as it is on its own. No one's really wanting to collect money just for the fact of having money. It's usually in response to something else, whether that's security or wanting to have other assortment of things, or to buy services that you would want, like healthcare or other kinds of services, whatever it could be. Building a business, you need money to do that. And it is a very interesting instrument that we have in our society, what money can do. And I think the notion that people have towards money, which is negative, is sort of misrepresented. I think that people sort of see money as this evil, as if it has a mind of its own. And I think people don't give the respect money deserves, and that money is an object. It's not real. We just ascribed value to it so that we can all sort of use it to our own benefit. And I think that's the important aspect of money, and what money can do, is that money has the potential to be anything, really, which is sort of amazing in that sense. Money has the power to, it's basically built. Everything that we have in the world today has arisen from money, because before that it was just a barter trade system. And some people who are more anarchistic or whatnot, they believe that a barter system would be more efficient or better than a monetary system, because we won't be bogged down by having wages or whatnot. And I can clearly tell you why a monetary system is superior in every sense of that term, simply because in a barter system you need to provide sources for people that they necessarily want. If you go to a shoe store in a barter trade society and you say, I want a pair of shoes, and the guy says, okay, what do you have for me? And the guy says, well, I don't really have much. I have some linens, I have some clothes, I have a spinach farm out back. And the guy's like, no, I don't want any of that shit. I don't really need that. What I need actually is I need some tin cans. Do you have any tin cans? The guy says no. So the guy has to go out now and get some tin cans. Where is he going to get the tin cans? Well, he's going to have to go to the guy who sells tin cans. Maybe the guy who sells tin cans doesn't want any of the things that this guy has, so then he has to go to this other store and get that stuff. And it creates this system of having to barter trade their whole day instead of just having money, which would just, end that transaction altogether. It's like, oh yeah, you want shoes? All right, $50. All right, here you go. All right, have a nice day. And that's it. Right? Money is that super efficient middleman that sort of makes trading and being able to sort of interact with each other in a much more efficient way. And because of that, it's a very powerful mechanism that we have created, and it's created people to do obviously horrible things in the past, but it's also made us do incredible things at the same time. If you think about anything that's happened in the terms of medicine and the fields of medicine and technology, that wouldn't have existed without money, right? We needed money in order to be able to get those materials. First of all, we needed to pay people so that way they can go and work. The only way we could have ever done that is to have a slavery system, which we obviously know is not an ideal situation. We'd rather be paying people monetary value, even though there's a lot of arguing that what we're paying people is not adequate enough to their needs. It's still a lot better than being a slave, like a literal slave, not a wage slave, Literal slave meaning that if you try to leave, you'll just get fucking killed. Or you do anything to disrespect your master, you'll get killed, you'll get beaten, and there's nothing to protect you from that. The wage and monetary system protects you from that, even though there is a lot of it's not a perfect system. There's a lot of problems with that, obviously, that exist in the world currently today. So the thing I think I want people to understand about money is that it's not this, money doesn't care about you in the sense that it's evil or good, right? Money is just there to be used. And you might equate this argument with like, well, people say that about guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, but a gun is a gun, right? Like, let's just put it at that. A gun is meant to kill people. That's what it's built to do. Money is built to do whatever it wants to do. It's just a mechanism for trading. It can do good things. It can do bad things. It's not this tool that is used to kill things, right? It's this tool that's used to do anything, like I said. And money doesn't care about you. Money doesn't care if you choose to use it in a good way or a bad way. It's just there. It's like water or like air, right? You can use water to destroy an entire city. You can make a tsunami with water, or you can use it to drink and live so you don't die of thirst, right? And people want to live in a system free of money, and it's very idealistic, not really realistic, I would say. People want to make sure that we can just get rid of money. It's like, all right, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to build a system without money? And they don't have an answer. They just like to criticize what money is and say it's like, okay, yeah, there's problems with it, but how are we going to remedy that? How are we going to find an alternative solution? And usually they don't really have one. The best one I can find is if we live in an autonomous society where everything's controlled by AI and we have robots doing all the work for us. That would basically eliminate the need for any sort of monetary possession, because you'll basically have all your needs met and there would be no reason to even use money in order to like function in this society, because it's like, oh yeah, you can get a shoe for free because a robot will build it, and a robot doesn't need money, right? So that's the only situation where I would believe that money could be eliminated in that sense. But right now we're not in that world. We are approaching it, and the only way we can approach it is actually through money. It's through paying scientists and paying people to build this technology, which most of it is coming from private companies. None of it has come from any charity organization or any government society. It's all coming from private corporations who are building this technology, which people are very critical of because they're stealing jobs. And it's like, what do you want? Do you want to live in a world that's fully autonomous and where we don't need money anymore because the robots are doing everything? Or do you want us to stop building robots and continue living in the monetary system? And it's like people don't want to accept progress or change or the future because it's scary, it's different, right? But at the same time, they hate what's happening now at the same time. But man, I'm generalizing people. Everyone has their own different views. But from my experience talking to people about this kind of thing, it feels like they don't even really know what they want. They just know what they don't want. And that creates a very negative outlook and mindset that's only going to perpetuate human suffering, in my view. So if you want something to happen, focus on that. Don't focus on the means to get there. Don't focus on how it's going to happen, because the minute you do, you get trapped in this mindset of this is how it's going to happen, and if it might not work, you're going to just be so obsessed with how it works that it doesn't work, right? The how to get there doesn't work, so then you just end up going insane because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and that puts people's lives at risk. Not sure where I'm going with this, but it's basically all I have to say about money, and I hope you have a wonderful day.